Hey, welcome back everyone. It is now August 6th of 2021, and ever since the very end of The Mandalorian Season 2, a lot of Star Wars fans have really been very excited of what's to come for the Bad Batch Season 2, and especially, of course, the Book of Boba Fett, The Mandalorian Season 3, and a lot more TV shows to come for the future of the franchise. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel for future Star Wars material. Also, if you guys would like to go ahead and check me out at Mike01 on Twitter, you guys can go ahead and do so if you would like to. Now, here we are, we're pretty much, getting closer to the release of the Book of Boba Fett. We're going to be getting that big trailer by this fall of 2021, of course. It's going to be a very big moment in the November to December timeframe, which, of course, is going to be the period in which Jon Favreau, Dave Filoni, George Lucas, and others associated with Disney and Lucasfilm are going to make major announcements of the Star Wars roadmap. The roadmap, in case you guys did not know, is going to consist of a lot of unannounced Star Wars TV shows, new Star Wars movies that are currently in the works, as well as Star Wars books, novels, comics, and video games that are really going to share a lot of the Star Wars lore from Star Wars Legends. And that's one big mission that both John and Dave are on right now, is to really bring Star Wars Legends back into the equation. And I do respect that, because at the end of the day, Legends is really what a lot of the hardcore fans really loved and enjoyed, and that's exactly what they want to revive. Now, when it all comes down to Daisy Ridley, alright, we've been hearing more and more from her for the past couple of months now, given that she is really more or less involved with Star Wars. She's only coming back for a said cameo in a new live-action Star Wars TV series that is going to be also announced by this November, that takes place after Episode 9. But other than that, she's really not coming back to Star Wars in a significant way. So, with that being said, of course, now that both Disney and Lucasfilm are focused on their new Star Wars projects, such as the Book of Boba Fett and even the Ahsoka Tano series, it's best described that currently creators Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni are actively preparing to make some major announcements by this November to the Star Wars fandom when it comes to the new unannounced Star Wars shows and films that will give the fans a view to the future. However, in a recent interview with actress Daisy Ridley about her experience with Lucasfilm, Daisy went on to unveil that initially both Abrams and Chris Terrio had major plans with actor Hayden Christensen to return for Anakin Skywalker in a thrilling way for Episode 9 that would have actually given a new angle to the character. Ridley continues to state that I actually was very excited for his addition to the film. They had done initially testing of this character and even some partial scenes that were shot that sadly never made the final cut of the film due to Kathleen Kennedy. Not a big surprise there. Ridley unveils further that the true reason why Kathleen Kennedy did not want Hayden to appear in the film and why she had a change of heart had to do with her not wanting many prequel references in the feature film of the sequel trilogy and the final film, and that she felt that Anakin's presence would possibly interfere with many of the newer characters and take away their limelight. Daisy also reveals that Kennedy was also worried about Hayden's acting being judged and how that would resurface in the final film of the sequels, and that it was Kathleen Kennedy's plan to eventually switch the Kenobi series from a movie into the form of a TV show for Disney+, since she felt specifically that Hayden would work better for a streaming service show, rather than being in front of the audience in a feature film and centered in theaters. This is laid out to be the reason why Kenobi went from being a feature film to a 6-part TV show for the Disney+ platform. Now, it's noted that Hayden Christensen was very frustrated over the decision to bump the project down from the theaters to the streaming platform, and that Hayden still wanted another chance to show himself on the big screen, but took what he got for the final decision. Now, let me just say one thing about Hayden. Good for him for at least still sticking around to do what he has to do to bring back Anakin Skywalker and Darth Vader into the mix. The one thing that I will say that does upset me is the fact that the main reason why Kenobi got downgraded from being a movie to a TV show, back and forth, and eventually being finalized as a TV show, this was all Kathleen Kennedy from the very beginning. This was all rooted to her. And this was all pretty much because of Kathleen Kennedy not trusting in his acting, not trusting in the process, or what the fans would think about Hayden Christensen returning to the role of Anakin/Darth Vader. I don't know about you, but I feel, and I always have said this before in the past, that Kenobi deserved to be on the big screen. This deserved to actually be a movie. And it was going to be. This was the big plan for 2020. Alright, this was going to be the Star Wars movie of 2020. They delayed it. They delayed the entire script. They halted the script. They rewrote it. A lot of, changes went into the overall story. And this was all because of Kathleen Kennedy. Now, jumping ahead to where we are now, the Kenobi series is still being filmed, and it's not going to be coming out until sometime in 2022. They're trying to push this thing by spring of 22 next year. That's their big plan right now. But again, that all really does rest on other projects and what the production is looking like for those other projects like Star Wars Ahsoka, the Book of Boba Fett, and other ones out there like The Mandalorian Season 3, which is going to begin filming very, very soon. So looking forward to that as well. Here's another thing that I believe a lot of fans need to really kind of wonder about, is Anakin Skywalker as a character. Very important to the franchise. We all know this. We all have known this. Very important character. A lot of fans love him because of how complex he is, of how much history he has within the Star Wars universe by George. And it really does make you wonder exactly what it would have been like if JJ and Terrio got their actual chance to throw an Anakin on the big screen as initially planned. That was the initial plan, to have him come back as a Force ghost and do all these crazy scenes. We've talked about this before in the past as well. So the thing about Daisy Ridley, alright, having the bravery to talk more and more about the unfairness of Lucasfilm, of Kathleen Kennedy specifically, I think it's just going to show us that Daisy Ridley and other actors out there are going to begin talking more and more about what actually has happened before with Star Wars overall, when it came to the sequel trilogy movies and when it came to the process of the Star Wars projects that were in the works. I mean, there's so much at work here between John and Dave that they're trying to fix and that they're trying to get right. And I gotta really give them, a lot of respect, because when we look at John and Dave, I mean, let's face it, they have a lot on their plate. They're working day in and day out around the clock to really make things work for the Star Wars fandom. So I think that we all have to just take a second and realize how much of their life they are dedicating to the franchise and how much they are really trying to pour their heart and soul into repairing the franchise, really repairing this brand. Again, the Book of Boba Fett is getting closer. The Bad Batch Season 1 is coming to an end, with Season 2 announced just yesterday by StarWars.com. There's a lot at work here, and that's coming out in 2022, by the way. So, like I've said before, guys, let me know what you think about all of this below in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
From night to moon,